Good morning, everyone. Would the audience please rise while the University of Cincinnati President Neville Pinto, Mr. Ron Brown, Chair of the University of Cincinnati Board of Trustees, and Vice Chair Mr. Tom Michel lead the procession of students. everyone please be seated? Good morning and welcome, everyone. Greetings to the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine class of 2021. Today we celebrate Honors Day, signaling the end of your journey as medical students and the conferring of your medical degree. I am Dr. Andrew Fillack, Senior Vice President for Health Affairs at the University of Cincinnati and the Christian R. Holmes Professor and Dean of the College of Medicine. On behalf of the college's faculty and staff, I welcome you, our graduating students, on this wonderful occasion. I also welcome your families and friends who are here today to share in this special occasion, and our faculty and staff who have worked with you so closely during your time here at the College of Medicine. Thank you all for being here for this very, very special event. This Honors Day is different from last year, when the pandemic forced us to hold a virtual celebration. I must say, it is wonderful to be together like this. I appreciate everyone maintaining their physical distance and proper face masking. Today is a joyous occasion, and we also want it to be safe for everyone. As we begin today's celebration, I would like to introduce Mr. Ronald Brown, the chair of the University of Cincinnati Board of Trustees. Mr. Brown is one of 9 trustees who volunteer their time and energy to support and guide the university. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Fillack. Congratulations to the College of Medicine class of 2021. As you take your oath of professionalism, and there is a joy that fills this air, but it's doubly special because as we celebrate your significant accomplishments, but we also have a real sense of optimism about the future. It's my pleasure to bring you best wishes on behalf of my colleagues on the University of Cincinnati Board of Trustees. Along with me today is Tom Michel, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees. Tom? Thank you, Tom. Class of 2021, we congratulate you. The pandemic has presented unusual challenges for most all of us. Please know that we are grateful for everything that you did to keep yourself safe, to keep everyone around you safe, and for your perseverance in achieving this significant milestone during this pandemic. For our board, our number one priority is your success. As a result, we view this as the most important day in the life of the University of Cincinnati. We also see this day as a significant turning point, not just for you, but for our whole society. We wish you much success and look forward to the ways in which you will use what you've learned to make an impact in your personal life, your professional life, and in the life of your community. The doctors receiving medals today have made significant contributions to our society. All of you now have a tremendous opportunity to make a significant impact to our society through the pursuit of your profession, as a compassionate caregiver and healer, and by finding ways to cure and prevent diseases. You have an opportunity to improve the lives of so many people, not only improve the quality of life of so many people, but actually save lives of so many. You have worked hard for this opportunity and privilege, and we wish you much success. We remember where you've been and that you will always be part of the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine. You make us all proud. Once again, congratulations, College of Medicine class of 2021.
Mr. Brown and Mr. Michel, thank you for being here today, and thank you very much for your leadership of our great university and your tremendous support of the College of Medicine. It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of the University of Cincinnati, Dr. Neville Pinto. Dr. Pinto has spent his entire career as a university teacher, researcher, and administrator, including 26 years on the faculty in chemical engineering here at the University of Cincinnati. In February of 2017, he was welcomed back as the 30th president of the University of Cincinnati. Dr. Pinto.
Thank you, Dean Falak, and thank you for your leadership of this terrific college. Good morning, everybody. On this beautiful day, thank you for joining us for this celebration. Class of 2021, on behalf of the University of Cincinnati, congratulations on your graduation from our College of Medicine. And it's great to see you in person. The difficult challenges of the last year have dramatically changed what you envision for your last semesters of medical school. This has been a time when each of you, and certainly your faculty and colleagues across the health professions, put into action the words of Marie Curie, who said, "Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we can fear less." The pandemic has demonstrated clearly how yours is a profession that courageously seeks to conquer danger, uncover new knowledge, curve the unknown into the known, and curate hope and healing. Graduates, it fills me with tremendous pride knowing that our university has transfused you with an extraordinary education, one that has prepared you for whatever may lie ahead. Be confident that this education will carry you forward in a lifetime quest of greater knowledge, understanding to benefit our human family. Today marks a turning point, not an end. So lean aggressively into the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. Be confident in your ability to learn what you do not know. Never stop learning. That is what our Bearcat family hopes you will continue to do throughout your life ahead. Congratulations, class of 2021. I wish each of you the very best for your future.
Thank you, President Pinto, for those inspiring thoughts and for your support of our students, and thank you for being here today to celebrate with this outstanding class of medical students. I'd also like to recognize Dr. Chris Peltier. Chris? Chris is the president of the College of Medicine Medical Alumni Association. He's one of you, graduated this school, and in several years, maybe one of you will be showing the leadership that Chris does with the Alumni Association. Chris is the best cheerleader that we have for the College of Medicine. The last 15 months of social distancing and isolation from our families, friends, colleagues, and fellow students has made today even more special for all of us. This is the first major event for the College of Medicine where we've been able to gather together in person since the Ivadine Benefit Concert on February 7th, 2020. It was shortly thereafter, in March, that many of our activities were shut down or altered as we were forced to respond to the incipient coronavirus pandemic. It certainly does feel great to be together with all of you today. I hope that each of you, our graduates, will reflect upon and thank those who have supported you and been with you throughout your medical education. This past year has been extremely challenging on so many fronts. And with physical distancing requirements in place, with isolation and quarantines, we more than ever needed to maintain our social connections, to depend upon those we love and care for, and to support those we love and care for. I know that I share the sentiment of each of our graduates in offering our deep and enduring thanks to every member of our audience who has helped our students throughout their medical school education. There have been many heroes throughout this pandemic, and you are among them. Thank you all. To our students, you're receiving your medical degree at a time when the world spotlight is sharply focused on physicians. It has been very gratifying during the last 15 months to see and hear the public applaud and honor physicians, nurses, and other health professionals as the heroes they truly are, as people who willingly place themselves in harm's way to fight coronavirus and care for COVID-19 patients. The reality is that for the colleagues that I have had the privilege to work with in my over 40 years in medicine, the work that they have done throughout this pandemic is not a surprise. The commitment, dedication, compassion, and empathy that I have witnessed on a daily basis throughout my career is absolutely awesome and nothing short of remarkable. Yes, our colleagues both locally and throughout the nation and the world responded to a public health crisis that taxed them and the system, but they do this work of caring for patients every day. So none of us are surprised at the role caregivers are playing in this pandemic. It is what we are trained to do, and it is why we became physicians. On the morning of August 11th, 2017, you gathered for the first time as the class of 2021 at the Aronoff Center. You proudly received your white coats, symbolizing your entry into the medical profession. That day you heard the very wise words of Dr. Robert Neal. If you recall, he advised you that day to laugh a lot, support each other, remain benevolent, and do good for your patients. Fight constructively for change, accept and mourn relationships that are lost, especially those of your patients, and find what gives you joy and recharges you. All wonderful advice that I hope you have taken to heart. 1,381 days have passed since your white coat ceremony. You have learned new things about medicine and healthcare each day since then, and each of you has learned new things about yourselves. On August 11th, 2017, no one would have predicted how your medical education would be impacted. Along the way, you were confronted with a pandemic. It expanded quickly, and in March 2020, almost everything in our lives changed. Almost overnight, we slid into a virtual world. You studied from home. You found ways to volunteer and serve your community. You found ways to volunteer and help. You found alternative ways of gaining clinical experience. Learning to don and doff personal protective equipment suddenly was the most important thing you needed to learn. Your residency interviews were all online. None of this was predicted when you entered medical school. It was scary and it was challenging, but you managed. Not only that, you thrived. The faculty and staff supported you throughout these times, and on behalf of them, I want you to know how impressed we are with each and every one of you. And I want the faculty and staff to know how much I appreciate every one of them. They too rose to the occasion. They altered their teaching methods. They found ways to connect with you the best they could in a virtual world. They too had to adjust their personal lives and adapt to this new world. And they did so with the utmost professionalism and a true commitment to the College of Medicine, the University of Cincinnati, to our patients and community, and to you, our students. I ask that all the faculty and staff who are present please rise and accept our heartfelt thanks and appreciation. You are all absolutely amazing. And you, our students, you've completed medical school, and you've done so under the most trying of circumstances. You have risen to this challenge spectacularly. You have adapted to the alternative educational experience, and you have found ways to help those in the community. Your resilience, adaptability, and flexibility have been absolutely impressive. I encourage you to look positively on the challenges you have endured during your medical school education. Each day in your career, you may well be confronted with something new, a disease you have never diagnosed, a treatment you have never practiced, a problem you have never solved. Medicine is about adjusting, and what you have learned during the pandemic and how you have responded have prepared you for whatever walks through your clinic door in the future. But no matter what the coming days bring us, it is imperative that you remember that it is not only how you treat your patients, but how you treat your patients as people. As Sir William Osler said, the practice of medicine is an art, not a trade, a calling, not a business, a calling in which your heart will be exercised equally with your head. Often the best part of your work will have nothing to do with potions and powders, but with the exercise of an influence of the strong upon the weak, of the righteous upon the wicked, of the wise upon the foolish. You have learned how to use the potions and powders. I trust that we have also instilled in you the compassion and empathy to not only care for, but truly care about your patients. The medical profession has learned much during the pandemic. It gained incredible knowledge about the SARS-CoV-2 virus, how it spreads, how it attacks the body, and how we can lessen the severity of its symptoms. It learned how to create a vaccine in record time, and I can take my mask off occasionally now to talk to you. We also learned how unprepared we were to battle a rapidly spreading virus and handle a sudden influx of patients into our health systems. The nation learned the value of public health professionals and how badly we need to improve our public health system. The situation also highlighted the health disparities of our health care, and we learned how important it is to have faith and trust in science, and how so many people apparently do not have that faith and trust. You are becoming physicians at a time unlike any in the last century. Hopefully we are nearing the end of this pandemic and will soon be able to resume many of our pre-pandemic activities. We also will make adaptations based on what we have learned from the crisis. The world is changed forever. Additional challenges will arise. I am certain and very confident, however, in saying that each of you are ready for the challenge of medicine today. Our faculty have prepared you well for the next step in your career as a physician. You each have the potential to change the world. It could be by discovering a cure or unlocking the mystery of the disease. Consider, though, how you can change the world of each patient each day. Every patient encounter brings you the opportunity to impact their life and the lives of their family. What a wonderful gift that is. And we, your future patients, are so extraordinarily fortunate that you will be caring for us in the upcoming years. Your family and friends and all of us here at the College of Medicine will always be with you to support you throughout your career. Please remember your start in medicine here at the College of Medicine, and know that you will always be in our hearts. As we proceed with our celebration today, it is now my pleasure to recognize this year's recipients of the Daniel Drake Medal. Mr. Brown alluded to that. The Drake Medal is the highest honor that the college bestows on current and former faculty and alumni. The medal is typically awarded at each Honors Day, and recipients celebrate that evening at a festive dinner. The pandemic prevents us from having them here today and from having the dinner tonight. This year's Drake medalists have dedicated more than 11 decades of outstanding service to the College of Medicine, as well as being national leaders and authorities in their respective fields. They all have made significant contributions to their specialties, the college, and the health of our community. They truly represent the best of the College of Medicine. The first recipient is Dr. William Barrett. Dr. Barrett is the Charles M. Barrett Endowed Chair in Radiation Oncology, founding chair of the Department of Radiation Oncology, and co-director of the University of Cincinnati Cancer Center. A second medalist is Brian Gibler. Dr. Gibler has been a Department of Emergency Medicine faculty member since 1989 and served as chair of the department from 1995 until 2010. Dr. Gibler also served as the CEO of the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. Finally, Dr. Peter Stern. Dr. Stern served as chair of the Department of Orthopedic Surgery from 1992 until 2013, and is an internationally distinguished clinician teacher who is an authority on fractures of the wrist and hand, infections, tendons, and nerve injuries, and complications of surgery of the upper extremity. To our graduates, the recipients of this award are role models for you. I look forward to the day when some of you will be recognized as recipients of the Drake Medal. Please join me in congratulating in absentia the Drake medalists. I now ask Dr. Philip Diller, Senior Associate Dean for Educational Affairs, to come to the podium to present the Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Awards. Dr. Diller.
Thank you, Dean Felak, and thank you for your leadership this last year. It's great to work with you and such a great team. So it's my pleasure to present the Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Awards that are sponsored by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation. The Gold Foundation, over 20 years ago, that recognized that the field of medicine often acknowledges scientific and technical expertise while overlooking the art of relationship-centered and compassionate care. In order to be a complete doctor, both science and humanism must be fostered. Each College of Medicine has a chapter of the Gold Humanism Honor Society seeking to elevate those humanistic qualities essential to good doctoring: integrity, excellence, compassion, altruism, respect, empathy, and service. Students and faculty are selected annually, and out of that group, one faculty member and a senior student exemplary of these humanistic qualities are selected for the Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Award, and we now honor two very deserving individuals. Dr. Mia Mallory, will you please step forward? The Faculty Award is presented to Dr. Mia Mallory. She's the Associate Dean of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in the College of Medicine, and Associate Professor of Pediatrics, and attending physician in the Division of Emergency Medicine at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. She received an MD degree from the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, completed her residency and chief residency in pediatrics at the University of Texas Southwestern in Dallas, and then a fellowship in pediatric emergency medicine here in Cincinnati. Having a passion for medical education, she also has obtained a Master's of Education from the University of Cincinnati as well. She served as the Associate Director of the Pediatric Residency Training Program at Cincinnati Children's Hospital for 8 years, before taking on her current role here as Associate Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And in this role, Mia is focused on the support, recruitment, and retention of students, residents, and faculty traditionally underrepresented in medicine. Through her leadership, charisma, ability to connect with students, and a 24/7 open-door policy, we have seen as a college significant growth in diversity and now have the most diverse student body in history. And her accessibility to learners extends to the residents and fellows too, and her extended family of adopted mentees is quite large. She's a wonderful colleague whose enthusiasm and self-deprecating humor has endeared her to all of us. Dr. Ellen Aduma, who nominated Dr. Mallory, said this: Dr. Mallory is truly a role model in the area of humanism in medicine, as she exhibits caring and compassion for everyone she interacts with, no matter what level. Her dedication to mentoring of medical students, residents, and junior faculty is an inspiration and encourages others to reach out and to do the same. Mia truly cares about the students as individuals and strives to help them become the humanistic physicians that we need so madly today. A very important leadership role in the last year has been as chair of the newly formed Anti-Racism Task Force at the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine. And long before leading this new task force, she has been that voice, role model, and tireless advocate for the cause of justice, equity, and inclusion. Dr. Duma went on to say, Dr. Mallory's passion for diversity and inclusion is central to everything she does. The University College of Medicine and Children's Hospital directly benefits from her commitment to that in recruitment and retention. Sadly, we learned on April 30th, less than 1 month ago, Dr. Mallory has accepted a wonderful position to serve as director of the pediatric residency at Duke University School of Medicine and will be leaving us on June 2nd to begin that new role. The residency there will benefit greatly from your leadership and your personality, Mia, just as we have. But your work here is not yet done. You know, as the faculty Leonard Tao awardee, you have to come back again in August to speak at our white coat ceremony for the new first-year residents. Congratulations. Yes, thank you. Very good. Well, Alexandra or Alex Schoenberger, please come forward. All right. This is resilience. Alex was born and raised in San Francisco, California, but then traveled east to Dartmouth College, where she graduated in 2015 with a degree in neuroscience. After college, she joined Teach for America and taught early childhood special education in the Bronx, New York. After 2 years in the classroom and earning her master's in early childhood special education, she joined our College of Medicine family in 2017. As a medical student, she served in multiple leadership positions, including co-president of her class, as well as our chapters for the American Medical Women's Association and Medical Students for Choice. And she served as co-chair for the Women and Children Advocacy Division of the Initiative in Poverty, Justice, and Health. As part of the Gold Humanism Honor Society chapter, she helped develop and participated as a mentor in the Mentoring Communities program, meeting monthly with groups of first to third year medical students to lead discussions and to share insights on a range of topics helpful to them in becoming humanistic physicians. Alex is interested in how we learn as humans, and more directly on how to help pediatric patients with intellectual and developmental disabilities. In this area, she's also been a leader and an advocate where she has served as the website subcommittee chair for the American Academy of Pediatrics section on developmental and behavioral peds, as well as co-founder of our interest group in intellectual and developmental disabilities. Over the past year, she has worked with course directors, local physicians, and other medical students to develop a curriculum focused on caring for patients with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Here are comments from Alex's nomination letter. What I find most impactful about Alex is that she is consistently spreading awareness about those who are marginalized or disadvantaged, such as children with developmental disabilities. She's humble, compassionate, and these are two qualities that are essential to practicing humanism in medicine. Alex is ecstatic to start her residency in internal medicine pediatrics at the University of Cincinnati and Children's Hospital program, and she especially looks forward to growing in her ability to better provide care for patients of all ages with intellectual developmental disabilities as well as complex medical needs. Alex, congratulations to you, too. Now stay here. All right. One final comment. Daniel Drake said this: "There's no profession on earth that calls so loudly for benevolence as medicine. This benevolence has two great modes of action: to heal the sick and to soothe while the cure is advancing. Yes, the humanity of the physician should both heal and soothe." And for Dr. Mia Mallory and Alex Schoenberger, you model this benevolence that heals and soothes, and thank you for that inspiration. Alex, I'm going to turn it over to you. This is your part of the program.
before our class recites the oath we wrote 4 years ago during orientation, we wanted to invite Dr. Mallory to stand once more. Dr. Mallory, you have played an indescribable role in our class journey towards this day. We would not be the people, advocates, colleagues, and now physicians we are without you. You've inspired too many careers to count. The words you've spoken and the actions you've taken throughout our 4 years and beyond have left their legacy. The impact that you've had on our ability to fulfill this oath that we wrote, both as students and now in the future as physicians, cannot be overstated. And as such, it would be our privilege to have you join me in leading our class in our class oath. We, the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine 2021, vow to uphold our institution's values of respect, integrity, teamwork, and excellence. In the presence of family, faculty, and fellow students, we hereby pledge this oath. To our patients, we will provide compassionate and equitable care. In order to preserve the doctor-patient relationship, we will build trust and value autonomy. As healers, our work will be ethically sound, culturally competent, and patient-centered. To our colleagues, we will foster an environment of accountability, collaboration, and innovation. With humility, we commit to overcoming our limitations by learning from the strengths of others. We will promote effective communication and embrace the diverse perspectives of all members of the healthcare team. To our society, we will empower the communities we serve and advocate on their behalf. We shall advance medicine through the lifelong pursuit of knowledge. We vow to not only treat disease, but also prevent it through education and research. We, the class of 2021, pledge to embody these values of compassionate care, collaboration, and community engagement in both our professional and personal lives. It is a joy and privilege to embrace our role as caregivers, to learn from our predecessors, and to build strength in unity. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to ask Farzan Kassam to join me in recognizing this year's Apple Award recipients. Each year, the Office of Medical Education administers the Apple Awards to faculty members who demonstrate excellence in teaching and student-faculty relations. The following clinical faculty members were nominated and selected by the class of 2021 because, through their approaches to teaching, they have influenced, motivated, and inspired us to learn. Among other things, these clinicians exemplify respect and support for the development of students, effective design of courses, exemplary facilitation skills, and extraordinary and sustained dedication and effort on behalf of student education. While not all of them could be here with us today, we ask those that are to stand when their name is announced. It is with tremendous pleasure that we share the Golden Apple Award with Dr. Matthew Kelleher. He has been an instrumental part of our medical school education since our first year at UCOM, and the impact he's had on our class has grown ever since. As students have put it, there is no one at the medical school who intentionally invests in the whole person like Dr. Matthew Kelleher. He clearly puts patient safety and compassion first in all of his interactions, and his kind spirit and humble brilliance are gifts to any and all who work with him. Dr. Kelleher, thank you for educating us to be competent physicians, and perhaps more importantly, thoughtful and considerate people.
We are honored to share our first Silver Apple Award with Dr. Bruce Gebhardt. Our class is so appreciative of the way you approached our education, both as a clinical instructor in family medicine clerkship and also as a preceptor to many of our students over the years. Students describe Dr. Gebhardt as being incredibly loyal to his patients and such an enthusiastic teacher. They reflect he is amazing with students, teaching at a level that both accepts our current area of expertise, but also challenges us to grow. He is hilarious and warm and open to feedback. He has our best interests at heart and gives advice and feedback to meet that goal. Thank you for your time, advice, and enthusiasm, Dr. Gebhardt. We will carry your positive spirit and love for teaching with us as we move along the next step in our training. We are thrilled to share our second Silver Apple Award with Dr. John Quinlan. Dr. Quinlan served many roles for our class. Early on, he led a group of our classmates in their learning community. He then took on the role of lecturer in Brain, Mind, and Behavior, one of our favorite courses. Most significantly, during our third year, Dr. Quinlan led the neurology clerkship and spent many mornings reviewing cases, teaching pathology, and sharing his enthusiasm for neurology with us. Students feel that Dr. Quinlan is one of the absolute best educators we have ever worked with. They noted that Dr. Quinlan facilitates thought-provoking discussions and pushes his students to think about the extra things in medicine: costs of care, amount diagnoses, time efficiency. We will be more intentional and diligent clinicians due to the time that we have spent with Dr. Quinlan over these last several years. Thank you.
We will now recognize this year's recipients of the Excellence in Mentoring Award. The annual UCOM Excellence in Mentoring Award was created in 2017 in recognition of the value of quality mentoring on the career development of our medical students. These mentors provide careful guidance and encouragement to our students in their journey to residency and in their future careers.
We are thrilled to recognize Dr. B. Awosika, Associate Professor in the Department of Internal Medicine, as one of the 2021 award recipients. Students have greatly appreciated her individual advising about residency applications and programs, as well as her dedication to their learning on clinical rotations. When describing her mentorship, students say that every time they meet with her, she's extremely positive, smiling and happy to help, and they look to her as a role model, both personally and professionally. Thank you.
We are honored to once again recognize Dr. Kelleher, Assistant Professor in the Department of Pediatrics and Department of Internal Medicine, as our second 2021 award recipient. As we heard earlier, students are thankful for how he has supported them over the years in new endeavors and always ends each conversation by asking how he can help us. As students have shared, one of his best mentorship traits is that he validates students as important and valuable. In addition to being an excellent mentor, he's described as a great role model that students strive to emulate. We are so appreciative of both of you for your years of guidance and support, and we truly cannot thank you enough. All right, go get them.
Good morning. To our faculty, administration, staff, family, and friends, thank you for being here today and celebrating this moment with us. We owe you so much. The countless hours spent teaching us, advising us, thinking of us. To our families and friends, we cannot express the gratitude we feel for the years of support, whether emotional, financial, mental, for all those nights you stayed up to hear about a tough exam or a busy week, for all those meals you cooked so that we could spend 15 more minutes with our flashcards, for all those moments you listened and put your needs on hold to give us your attention and comfort. Today, you are part of this class and this celebration as we move forward into the next phase of our careers. To my fellow graduates in the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine class of 2021, congratulations. To think this day concludes our medical school education is simply surreal. It's certainly been quite the ride. Just a short time ago, we were young first-year medical students asking standardized patients if they have ever had eye-opening experiences and seeing confused faces in response. Over the last several years, we spent countless hours in these study lounges, libraries, the anatomy lab, all while many of our close friends and family members were off building their careers. We sacrificed the years of our early adulthood, but we knew what we were working toward. And today, we move into the next chapter of our lives, one in which we take responsibility, where we have the opportunity to impact care of our patients. It's surreal, but we've earned this, and we belong here. When I learned that I would be speaking today, I wasn't quite sure how to feel. I was honored to have the opportunity to speak at such an important occasion, but I also knew it would be difficult. When it comes to these speeches, typically we hear of the gratitude we feel towards those who supported us. We listen to the endearing attempts at witty jokes, and then we reflect. We reflect on our 4 years together, the good, the bad, the in-between. But over these last few weeks, reflecting led to contemplation of some rather difficult times. During these last few years, we've all likely endured some hardships, whether firsthand or by watching what our friends, family, communities, and even classmates went through. So in attempting to reflect prior to our medical school graduation, I thought back to one of the earlier science lessons we all likely sat through, the fight or flight response. For those unfamiliar, the fight or flight response is a simplified model we use to teach students about the body's response to stressors. And while simple, sometimes simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Over these last few years, we saw numerous stressors, both globally and locally within our communities. But in response to those stressors, we fought. We students, faculty, staff, all stepped forward to right the wrongs that we witnessed. This class, this group of individuals, showed concern and took ownership for the care of others. While the world remains an imperfect place, these moments of triumph, where we embodied a spirit of selflessness and altruism, well, that will remain my reflection of our class. And I'm in admiration of the impact all of you will make on your future patients as we take on this next challenge. Before I step away, I wanted to share one other reflection with all of you. It has been a pleasure to meet all of you, to learn your story, and each and every one of you is incredible. Medicine often forces us to compare ourselves to those around us, attempting to sort us into some type of tiering system that often is confused with our worth. To do this for 4 years can be rather taxing. And thinking back on this, I remembered a post I read from one of my favorite bloggers. I know. This post, demonstrating the transition we experienced in 2020 from an office job to a Netflix critic, referenced the episode of the show, The Crown. Now, in this episode, we learn of Prince Philip's obsession with astronauts. To him, astronauts were awe-inspiring, capable of such incredible achievement after learning lessons one can only come across staring at the world from space. He wished that he could experience that life. In the episode, Prince Philip invites a couple of astronauts to come to his palace so he can question them about their wisdom and success. But moments after the astronauts arrive, as Prince Philip watched them run up and down the stairs of the palace, he realizes they possess the same envy of his life and his successes as he did of theirs. Throughout our careers, we will certainly come across individuals of great achievement, both as patients and coworkers. But as someone who has felt his fair share of imposter syndrome, please remember that I am in awe of you and the things I've watched all of you achieve over these last 4 years. And I'm certain many within our class share this sentiment of our peers. Medical school is difficult. There's no denying that. And while residency and our careers beyond likely won't be any easier, our time in medical school has helped us learn how to better deal with hardship. Along the way, we learned that those things we value most will be accompanied by some form of struggle. But we now have a formula to overcome that struggle. Dedication to our trade, consideration for others, and a consistent effort to rest and recharge. Apologies to all those expecting a transition to the rest and digest system from here. We're going to save that one for next time. Again, congratulations to all of you here today on reaching this moment. What an amazing 4 years this has been, and what an amazing career we all have ahead of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Farzan, for that wonderful talk and for representing your class so well. Please join me again in recognizing Farzan for that inspirational message that his classmates will take with them. I also want to add my congratulations to Dr. Mallory and soon to be Dr. Schoenberger for serving as role models for all of us, and to the recipients of the Gold and Silver Apple Awards, Drs. Keller, Gebhardt, and Quinlan, the Excellence in Mentoring Awards, Dr. Zawasika and Kelleher, congratulations and thank you. Please let's recognize all of them once again. It is now the time that you're all waiting for, the hooding ceremony. It's my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Aurora Bennett, Associate Dean for Student Affairs, to present the graduates. Dr. Diller and Dr. Mallory will hood the medical students. Following the hooding of the medical students, Dr. Gurjit Neeru Karana Hershey will present the Medical Science Training Program students, those students who are receiving both the MD and PhD degrees, and Dr. Catherine Weichenheiser Brokamp will hood those students. Students, since you all have been vaccinated and your hooders have been vaccinated, you can take your masks off while you're being hooded. The photos will look much better, and it'd be great to see all of your smiling faces. Doctors Bennett, Mallory, and Diller, please come forward.
Well, hello all. I would also like to congratulate each of you. Now, as your Student Affairs Dean, I've had the privilege to see many of your individual journeys to help you reach this day. I've also seen the amazing impact that you've had on our school, our community, and the world at large, our medical community, through your service and through your research. We're going to recognize 3 groups of students before we begin the hooding. The first group will be our recipients, our 3 recipients of the Military Health Profession Scholarships. These students have completed additional training during medical school and have been administered the oath of office, signifying their promotion to the ranks of captain. After completion of their residency training, they have made a commitment to serving our country as active duty physicians in the Army. I'm going to call each of your names, and I'll ask you to please stand and remain standing, and if we would please hold our applause until I've called all 3 names. Cole Michael Johnson. Diana Lee. Justin J. Ray. Please join me in congratulating our students. Next, we would like to recognize the members of the Alpha Omega Alpha National Medical Honor Society. In addition to the impressive academic records of these students, they have also shown excellence in multiple other areas, such as research, service, and leadership. Again, as I call your name, please stand, remain standing, and if we would all please hold our applause until I've called the last name. Tyler John Colton. Sage Elizabeth Kamara, Katrina Lynn Sentner, Atticus Christian Kasha, Marissa Jane Eckley, Emily Marie Engelhart, Stephanie Rose Hirth, Michael Peter Hong, Caroline Joanna Horton, Kristen Nelson Humphrey, Alyssa Nicole Risen Kelder, June Kim, Bhargavi Maheshwar, Catherine Malink, Paige Elizabeth Morrison, Benjamin Jared Ramser, Mackenzie Nicole Sampson, Alexandra Nicole Schoenberger, Emily Kathleen Sechrist, Sarah Nicole Smith, Zachary Benjamin Smith, Zachary Taylor St. Clair, Jonathan Eric Sussman, Megan Elizabeth Turner, Thomas James Earl Vritas, Vanessa Marie Wagner, Brent Stephen Weibel, and Christina Juyuan Zhang Miller. Finally, we would like to recognize the Gold Humanism Honor Society inductees, which recognizes individuals who are exemplars of humanistic patient care and who we hope will serve as role models, mentors, and leaders in medicine. Again, please stand when I call your name, remain standing, and we will hold our applause. Sarah Afia Serwa Apiadu, Rachel Podell Azriel, Matthew Michael Byrne, Sage Elizabeth Kamara, Margaret Catherine Carney, Thomas Spencer Daly, Robert Scott Dalton, Adam Ali Darwish, Hagar Elgendi Pierman, Olivia Marie Gobble, Caroline Joanna Horton, Kristen Nelson Humphrey, Basil Hussein Joffrey, Aisha Khan, June Kim, Sean J. Krishnan, Sarah Ann Marie Marshall, Catherine Malink, Kevin John Milligan, Jasmine Olivia Prince, Mia Christina Samaha, Alexandra Nicole Schoenberger, Santiago Rafael Serna, Dylan Lewis Secton, Zachary Taylor St. Clair, Vanessa Marie Wagner, and Max Yang. We will also note when the students come up to be hooded, we will note any individual or departmental awards that they have received. As we begin our hooding ceremony, I will call each of your names, followed by the medical specialty that you have chosen to pursue, and any individual awards, and as well as any of you who have also participated in a scholars program. For our guests, the scholars programs are academic enrichments in one of several disciplines that students had chosen to pursue. I'm going to ask each of you as you approach the hooding platform to please go to the next available hooder so that we may keep all of you moving consistently. After being hooded, please proceed across the stage and then just return to your seat. All right, gonna do this? All right, here we go, gang. With the first row of graduates, please stand and come on stage as I call your name. Christian Frederick Adams Carey, Internal Medicine. Boma Ibifa Afanya, Psychiatry. Yakovos Michael Anastasakis, Psychiatry and a Psychiatry Behavioral Neuroscience Scholar. Sarah Afia Serwa Apiadu, emergency medicine and a psychiatry behavioral neuroscience scholar. Nicholas Charles Arias, pediatrics. Rachel Podell Azriel, internal medicine, pediatrics. Andrew Robert Benza, diagnostic radiology. Caleb Ryan Boggs, pediatrics. Catherine Elizabeth Bopp, internal medicine. Zachary Carson Briggs, neurology. Gabriel Harrison Brown, psychiatry and a psychiatry behavioral neuroscience scholar and the recipient of the Rosalie Kramer Award for exceptional interest in research in internal medicine. Carlos Javier Burke Garcia, completing his medical degree in December of 2021. Krista Lee Burridge, family medicine, geriatric health scholar. Matthew Michael Byrne, general surgery. Tyler John Calton, orthopedic surgery. Sage Elizabeth Camera, pediatrics, a child and adolescent health scholar and recipient of the H.B. Weiss Academic Achievement Award, to the graduate who has best demonstrated skills in her ability to evaluate a patient on the basis of a history and physical examination. Dominic William Campercioli, child neurology and a neuroscience scholar. Margaret Catherine Carney, pediatrics and a child and adolescent health scholar. Katrina Lynn Sentner, internal medicine and the Department of Medicine, Ohio American College of Physicians Outstanding Medical Student of the Year for excellence in the field of internal medicine. Sophia Chinchilla, emergency medicine and a child and adolescent health scholar. Keith Anthony Christian, family medicine and a cardiology scholar. David Andrew Christofferson, anesthesiology. Atticus Christian Kasha, orthopedic surgery and an emergency medicine scholar. Harold William Covert Jr., emergency medicine. Riley Dale Cutler, emergency medicine. Thomas Spencer Daly, pediatrics. Lindsay Michelle Darkins, family medicine. Adam Ali Darwish, family medicine. Robert Scott Dalton, Pediatrics, and a Child and Adolescent Health Scholar. Jonathan Hayes Davis, Emergency Medicine. Sarah Judith Dion, Family Medicine, and a Geriatric Health Scholar. Eric Michael Dornoff, Child Neurology. Marissa Jane Eckley, Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. Hagar Elgendi Pierman, Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. Nora Claire Elson, General Surgery, and recipient of the Emil and Esther Bogan Research Award for original and promising research during medical school. Emily Marie Engelhart, Pediatrics, and recipient of the Dr. and Mrs. Robert E. Ott Academic Achievement Award based on exemplary academic performance in the class of 2021. Taylor Lindsay Willis Free, Pediatrics. Matthew Vincent Fry, Ophthalmology. Andrew Cole Fryman, Emergency Medicine. Peter James Galvin, Research. Madeline Veneman Gates, Family Medicine, a Geriatric Health Scholar, and recipient of the Geriatric Medicine Award for Excellence in the field of geriatrics. Aldo Jaimo, Anesthesiology. Rafael Gutierrez, Internal Medicine, Geriatric Health Scholar. Julia Blaine Hammond, Ophthalmology. Adele James Gobrin Hanna, Internal Medicine. Lauren Ansley Head Karachenko, Pediatrics. Elizabeth Marie Hellman, Emergency Medicine. Caroline Lee Hyde, Pediatrics, and a Child and Adolescent Health Scholar. Jordan Dawn Hickey, Emergency Medicine. Zachary Ryan Higgins, Neurology. Stephanie Rose Hirth, Pediatrics. Connor Guernica Hogue, Orthopedic Surgery. Michael Peter Hong, Diagnostic Radiology, and a Child and Adolescent Health Scholar. Caroline Joanna Horton, Internal Medicine, and a Psychiatry Behavioral Neuroscience Scholar. Parker Thomas Howard, Diagnostic Radiology. Alan Wei Hu, Internal Medicine. Kristen Nelson Humphrey, Pediatrics, a child and adolescent health scholar and recipient of the United States Public Health Service 2021 Excellence in Public Health Award that recognizes medical students nationwide who advance public health and exemplify the public health mission to protect, promote, and advance the health and safety of our nation. Also, the recipient of the Louise Rao Scholarship awarded by the Department of Pediatrics based on academic performance, leadership, community service, and resourcefulness, and the Carl Wild Pediatric Award for excellence in the field of pediatrics. Emma Nora Ivanauskas, Emergency Medicine. Basil Hussein Jaffrey, Pediatrics. Jamila Jamal, Emergency Medicine. Melissa Louise Johns, Psychiatry. Cole Michael Johnson, Orthopedic Surgery. Bijan Kanga, Emergency Medicine. Rajiv Beju Karani, Urology. Farzan Kassam, Urology. Tajay Ashlyn Kavusi, otolaryngology and a neuroscience scholar. Alyssa Nicole Risen Kelder, internal medicine. Aisha Khan, dermatology and recipient of the Ruth and Mitchell Eade Award for Excellence in the Field of Dermatology. Basim Maksud Khatri, radiation oncology. Sean J. Krishnan, internal medicine, pediatrics. Maxwell Joseph Langer, physical medicine and rehabilitation. Diana Lee, neurological surgery and a neuroscience scholar. Alexandra Kathleen Leamy, internal medicine. Christina Nicole Lane, internal medicine. Bhargavi Maheshwar, orthopedic surgery and recipient of the Peter Stern Orthopedic Surgery Award for excellence in the field of orthopedic surgery. Samuel Blaze Marcucci, neurology, a neuroscience scholar and recipient of the Samuel A. Trefant Award for excellence in the field of neurology. Sarah Ann Marie Marshall, pediatrics. Sarah Alicia McKenzie, obstetrics gynecology and recipient of the Cincinnati Obstetrical and Gynecological Society Award for excellence in the field. Jennifer Lynn Melgar, emergency medicine. Catherine Francis Malink, pediatrics and child and adolescent health scholar. Mateo Arnel Ibarola Mendoza, internal medicine, preliminary. Austin Francis Menezes, Pediatrics. Kevin John Milligan, Internal Medicine, and recipient of the Peter T. Kilgore Academic Achievement Prize to the graduate who best combines high scholarship with fine personal character. Caitlin Moore, Family Medicine, recipient of the Thomas D. Honeycutt Award in Family Medicine. Meredith Grogan Moore, Plastic Surgery, Psychiatry Behavioral Neuroscience Scholar. Micah Evan Morris, Pediatrics. Paige Elizabeth Morrison, Pediatrics, Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, and recipient of the Randall Bradham Award for Excellence in the Field of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. Suraj Reddy Madasani, Dermatology. Mackenzie Louise Nelson Schmidt, Pediatrics and Child and Adolescent Health Scholar. Mara Catherine Nickel, Internal Medicine. Brandon Scott Nidea, Neurology. Nathan Andrew Northern, Internal Medicine. Molly Catherine O'Shea, Emergency Medicine. Amanda Ojabelli, Internal Medicine. Andrew Michael Phillip, Ophthalmology Research and a Neuroscience Scholar. Jasmine Olivia Prince, Internal Medicine. Hillary Nelson Purcell, Pediatrics. Cooper James Quartermain, Internal Medicine. Mahad Rahil, Internal Medicine. Benjamin Jared Ramser, General Surgery. Tabitha Sue Ratliff, Family Medicine. Abhishek Kanan Ravanathola, Internal Medicine. Justin J. Ray, Orthopedic Surgery. Sarah Eden Ridge, Otolaryngology. Madeline Jane Ring, Neurology, and recipient of the American Academy of Neurology Medical Student Prize for Excellence in the Field. Adriana Selena Rivera, Family Medicine and Women's Health Scholar. Gerald William Rouleau, anesthesiology. Sean Nicholas Ryan, diagnostic radiology. Anna Jessie Saltman, urology. Mia Christina Samaha, general surgery and a women's health scholar. Mackenzie Nicole Sampson, internal medicine, a cardiology scholar, and recipient of the Rosalie Kramer Award for exceptional interest in research in internal medicine. Diana Sappho, family medicine. Ethan Michael Schimmeler, family medicine. Cassandra Joan Schoberg, emergency medicine. Alexandra Nicole Schoenberger, internal medicine pediatrics and recipient of the Medical College Alumni Award given to the graduate who, selected by the class, has conceived of and implemented programs for the benefit of the entire student body. Connor Ryan Schrader, anesthesiology. Emily Kathleen Sechrist, emergency medicine. Santiago Rafael Serna, internal medicine. Dylan Lewis Sexton, emergency medicine. Ethan Levi Simpson, anesthesiology. Mitchell John Skinner, emergency medicine. Benjamin Michael Smith, pediatrics. Sarah Nicole Smith, obstetrics gynecology, a geriatric health scholar and recipient of the Cincinnati Obstetrical and Gynecological Society Award for excellence in the field. Zachary Benjamin Smith, internal medicine. Priya Sorab, ophthalmology. Joshua Ray Spa, anesthesiology and a cardiology scholar. Zachary Taylor St. Clair, internal medicine and a behavioral and psychiatry neuroscience scholar. Courtney Lynn Victoria Stahl, family medicine, a women's health scholar and recipient of the Ruth and Harry J. Stagaman Student Award for exhibiting interest and enthusiasm for family medicine and compassion to patients. Julia Nicole Stimpfel, psychiatry. Jonathan Eric Sussman, urology. Anna Way Tatakis, General Surgery. Robert J. Toy, Jr., Anesthesiology. Julian Kevin Terrence Travare, Orthopedic Surgery. Megan Elizabeth Turner, Thoracic Surgery. Thomas James Earl Vritas, Diagnostic Radiology. Vanessa Marie Wagner, Internal Medicine and Child and Adolescent Health Scholar. Brent Stephen Weibel, Pediatrics. Sven Wang, Internal Medicine. Lindsay Jean Watley, General Surgery. Jonathan Rudolph Wessels, Diagnostic Radiology. Dustin Eugene Weitzel, Emergency Medicine. Camilla Anissa Wilson, Pediatrics. Megan Nicole Wilson, Family Medicine. Max Ming Chu Yang, Internal Medicine. Nicholas Kokoris Yates, Surgery Preliminary. Christina Jiryuan Zhang Miller, Anesthesiology and a Geriatric Health Scholar. Megan Marie Zulfer, Pediatrics and a Child and Adolescent Health Scholar. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Gurjit Khurana Hershey, Director of the Medical Scientist Training Program, who will preside over the hooding of the 6 students earning dual medical and doctoral degrees from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine.
Thank you. I would like to add my congratulations to each of you. It is my privilege to call the students who have earned both MD and PhD degrees as part of the MSTP program. I also want to introduce our hooder, Dr. Catherine Wickenheiser-Brokamp. She's faculty at Cincinnati Children's and Associate Director of the MSTP, and also she is a graduate of the UCOM MSTP and one of you. So let us start. Calvin Chun Wing Chan, PhD in immunology, his PhD dissertation, Uncovering an Adipocyte's Perspective of Inflammation and Immunity in Obesity. Psychiatry. He's also the recipient of the Henry A. Nasrallah Medical Student Research Award, given to a senior medical student who selected psychiatry as a career and conducted research during medical school. He's also the recipient of the Warren Liang Excellence in Psychiatry Award, given for excellence in the field of psychiatry. Courtney Montgomery Giannini, doctorate in environmental health, dissertation thesis, the association between BP3 exposure and peripubertal sex hormones and challenges of exposure assessment, pediatric scientist development program, Presidential Medal of Graduate Student Excellence awarded by the university president to exceptional graduate students who best exemplify scholarship, leadership, character, service, and the ideals of the University of Cincinnati. Andrew G. Hoon Kim, doctorate in molecular and developmental biology, dissertation entitled Elucidating the Role of EMT Transition in the Pathogenesis of Myxomatous Heart Valve Disease, Pediatrics. Marshall Lukacs, doctorate in molecular and developmental biology, dissertation titled The Role of GPI Biosynthesis and Remodeling in Neural and Craniofacial Development, Pathology, and he's the recipient of the John J. Hutton Academic Excellence Award given to a graduate of the MSTP program who excelled academically in medical school and graduate school and contributed to the development and advancement of knowledge. And he's also the recipient of the Roger Smith Pathology Award for research in the field of pathology. Caitlin Michelle Melgar, doctorate in immunology, dissertation thesis entitled A Polypharmacologic Strategy for Overcoming Adaptive Therapy Resistance in AML by Targeting Immune Stress Response, Internal Medicine and Clinical Science. Seth Douglas Regard, doctorate in immunology, dissertation thesis entitled A Natural Killer Cell-Centric Approach Toward New Therapeutics for Autoimmune Disease, Psychiatry. Congratulations to all of the outstanding graduates of the class of 2021. And now Dr. Diller will come back to the podium for the Hippocratic Oath.
Well, I'd like all the students to stand, and let's congratulate the students in the All right. Very well deserved. Now you as new physicians stay standing. Everybody else can sit down. There's one final solemn rite of passage before they take on the responsibilities of caring for patients. The oath of Hippocrates is the earliest expression of medical ethics in the Western world, written between the 5th and 3rd centuries BC. It established several principles of medical ethics that remain of paramount significance today. And I invite all physicians here today to stand and join the class in reciting the oath of Hippocrates, which is found on the inside back page, and we'll do that together. Now, being admitted to the profession of medicine, I solemnly pledge to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. I will give respect and gratitude to my deserving teachers. I will practice medicine with conscience and dignity. The health and life of my patients will be my first consideration. I will hold in confidence all that my patients confides in me. I will maintain the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. My colleagues will be as my brothers and sisters. I will not permit consideration of race, religion, nationality, politics, or social standing to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. Even under threat, I will not use my knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. These promises I make freely and upon my honor. Congratulations, and welcome to the Brotherhood and Sisterhood of Medicine.
I think it's time to switch your tassels. And now you can be seated for just a few. As we close this ceremony, we need to thank all of those who made this day possible. And it certainly wasn't easy with the COVID pandemic. So I want to thank the staff of the Dean's Office, Student Affairs and Medical Education, in particular Ms. Christy Wilson and Ms. Karen Christian, for really making this event possible today. So thank them all. Just over 2 centuries ago, on April 4th, 1821, the first class of the College of Medicine received their medical degrees. A lot has changed in the last 200 years. We look to you now to go out into the world and make it even better, and to continue making us proud. I know that your successes will shine positively on the College of Medicine. As Daniel Drake urged earlier graduates, your own lives shall spread abroad her fame. Thank you for trusting your medical education with us and helping to make the College of Medicine the special place it is. Congratulations again to the class of 2021. I now ask the students to please stand for the recessional. Students can stand. I ask the audience to wait as the students leave the arena. And please remember to keep social distancing in mind as you depart, and be certain to exit the arena to meet your doctor and family outside. Thank you all. Congratulations again, class of 2021.